My name's Dee, in desperate need of a haircut, and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, whatever area of your chart you're wanting to look at. And if you are wanting to get to know your chart better, there is a link in the description down below so you can get a free copy of your birth chart if you haven't got one. Now, being a general reading rules apply. You've heard it before. Roles can get reversed. Timing's not absolute. Timing's never absolute in divination. But with my readings, what I would like you to do is ask a question beforehand. So take a moment, pause the video if you have to, think about all of the questions that are around you and focus upon one of them. Focus because it gives energy to the process, but be aware of all of them because the cards will answer what they want. Simple as that. They will answer what they want. Also, this reading either is for you or it isn't, because there is a past and a present. This is not just a forecast reading. This is looking at an entire situation. So if the past and the present don't fit, don't try and make them fit, because go and watch your rising sign, go and watch your moon sign. In fact, always go and watch your rising sign anyway, because the rising sign is the most important in ancient astrology. Other bits of housekeeping. So there's also a link down below for the Facebook page for this channel, where I post all of these videos, obviously, and other readers, and the astrology discussion or astrology forecast shows that I watch on YouTube, so you can learn at the same rate that I'm doing and have the same amount of knowledge of what may be coming for us. And also there's a link this month, special treat this, a link this month to a video that I did about the recent WitchMoonHex or MoonHex, where a load of hashtag baby witches from TikTok have hexed the moon and the fae, and apparently planning to hex the sun. So I had a lot of fun doing that video, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I think that's it for the housekeeping. Let me bring up the cards. Now, there seems to be quite a lot going on for you here, Scorpio. There is, from the bottom of the decks, I've got King of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Eight of Vessels. Now, the impression that I'm getting from this is that, well, that there is the influence of another in your life. This may be positive. This may be less than positive. It's certainly an influence that you are conflicted about. There seems to be this, with these three cards, a sort of a do I or don't I. And whichever one you choose, you end up walking away from a dream of some form or another. So if you choose to stick with this influence, say it's a new influence, and you decide to go off with this new influence, there's the loss of something old. If this is an older influence and you're deciding to stick with it, there's a loss of something new. If you are deciding to walk away from that influence, obviously, again, there is a loss. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. We have here a personal issue reaches resolution, the full moon in Cancer card from the Moonology deck. Now, this makes me think that this is a long time in coming. So this is almost a sense of, I don't know how long I can be stuck in this sort of push me pull you situation. But we have Delight from the Firefox Oracle, where the Kitsune is saying, look, this time that you're in right now, it's great. Enjoy it. Now, when you've got all this, what am I going to do, energy going on, it's sometimes hard to see how you're in such a great time. But look at the choice that you have in front of you at the moment. And that's what is to be celebrated. We have Dionysus with merrymaking as the god force that is working on your side. Now, the Dionysian cult, if I remember correctly, are very much about some form of spiritual attainment and getting drunk a lot, but spiritual attainment So any initiation is going to be hard work. It's going to have those dark nights of the soul moments. Now, this is not a dark night of the soul moment, not from what I'm seeing here. Although you have been stressing yourself out about how you're going to move forward with this. But we also have, from the Fallen Angel Oracle, Proof-less. Card number 4, Revolution. Now, it's interesting what it said about Proof-less. So, Proof-less, or Bufas, originally dwelt at the site of the Tower of Babel, where she often took the form of a bright pillar of flame or a figure with an owl's head against the background flames. The owl being her totem bird. She is the enemy of complacency and arrogance and likes to stir up conflict and war, giving generous aid to the side she favours. Her appearance heralds revolution, an upheaval that may be alarming and cause some grief, but can lead to good in the end. So there's an implicit message there about go for the new. But there's also that implicit message of, come on now, it's time to make the decision. It's time to get on with it. And you feel like you are making plans at the moment, but it's like, do I take this burden on or let this burden go? You know, conversely, whichever it's, you know, adopting the influence or getting rid of the influence. I recognise that I have been recognised here. Recognition is coming to you in your day-to-day life, whether that's of the situation that you're in or your skills and talents, and I'm more tempted to say your skills and talents. But it's like, do I really move forward for this? You've made some plans, and you can already see the hints of your ships coming in. But I feel this 3 of Wands here, which, as you know, is moving forward with plans from the number 3, but also your ships coming in. But those ships, since they are in that weird energetic Vesica Pisces, which features on all of these Healing Light Tarot, it's almost like the ship can nearly be there, and then at the last minute, no, it's on another world. It's gone. So you're aware you have to move fast to catch this one. We have the Knight of Swords with a runaway motorbike and the Chariot. So it's the clash between those two cards, though. The Chariot is very much about two disparate forces. The Knight of Swords is going after one of them on his own, and you're well aware of your options, but there seems to be something holding you back, some form of inertia, some form of mental conflict. 5 of Staves again, echoing that 5 of Wands here, but 8 of Wands. So things have been moving fast for you recently around you, but it's like they're all coming to a point. They're all coming to a certain head. Everything is leading towards one particular... I don't even want to say outcome. I want to say one particular resolution. Whatever that resolution may be, and I don't think you're going to know what it is till you get there, but you know that that point of resolution, as opposed to revolution, is coming. But I always like to clarify the Devil card when it turns up. But what I'm actually getting from it is that, yeah, there's that sense of inertia, but there's also a sense of, if I move forward with this, well, where do I end up? Where am I going to be? How am I going to deal with all this unfamiliarity? But the thing is, you are nearly there at the moment, and you can't see everything that is around you. So if there's somebody, because that 2 of Swords here is also echoed in how someone else is looking at you or influencing you. If someone else is saying to you, look, can you not see this, whatever this is? And I can't really feel whether that's the new or the old influence, but it's certainly a commanding influence that offers a lot of energy, offers a lot of power, possibly offers a lot of passion. Certainly there's a stable driving force forward. It is an element of irresistible force. And I do, despite the fact that it's Earth and you'd think it'd be more immovable object, the sense that I'm getting from this King of Pentacles is more irresistible force. But you have got to make the decision. Do you go with that dream? Do you accept that force into your life? Or do you say, not on your Nelly? Now, somebody's advising you that there's something that you don't see. And I think to a certain extent, whoever it is that is telling you about options and your brain's going, yeah, that I can't see it, it doesn't make sense, I would say listen to them. Definitely listen to them, because they've done the work for finding their own inner light. They're wanting to work as a guide towards you. That's okay. Yes, they are wanting to work as a guide towards you, but they also don't care. And the way that I mean that they don't care is that, how can I put it? There's no judgment one way or another. If you take their advice, great, they'll be overjoyed. If you don't take their advice, oh well, it was your choice. And on that level, they don't care. Because they're not going to take it on board if you don't listen to them, but they will celebrate if you do listen to them. And the force that is working in your favour here is Dionysus with merrymaking. So there's an urge here to step away from the conflict and from the mental conflict and go towards a point of celebration. So whatever option you are considering, go towards the one that has a celebration in it. Because I've just noticed here, 3 of Cups in the time that you're about to pass into, the astrological forces of the time you're about to pass into, or energetic trends or what have you. But not just 33, but 333. So there is a real urge to start moving forward. So there's the other piece of advice. In this decision that you're making, if one option appears like standing still and another option appears like moving forward, take the moving forward option. And I imagine that the moving forward option is the option that also leads towards the celebration. Now, how interesting. So the devil is being defined by the Ace of Cups. With this Ace of Cups here, it's almost like maybe there's a dream that you've had that is just not relevant anymore. Or maybe there's even a love tie that you feel is holding you back from progressing in this direction. Now, if it's a love tie, I would challenge that. Because you may think, oh, I can't do it for so-and-so's sake. My mother, my brother, my partner, my best mate, whoever. But would they really want you to make that decision? Are they not going to say, oh, you know, if you do that, that's what's good for you. You go do it. And yes, it changes my situation, but I'm a big boy or a big girl. I'll cope. Go and do what is lighting that fire within you. Because again, with those 3, especially topped with the wands, there's that real sense of fire, of moving forward. And this implies that you can balance what you need to, even if it is a huge change, what you are bringing around. So basically, I think I can sum this reading up as in, you're facing a huge change, a huge decision. Do I make the change or don't I? And the cards are implying you've got the strength for it, do it. and stepping foot in the direction of this new decision is what brings you clarity, is what brings unity, is what brings change. The Death card here, and I actually quite like that card, because what I'm really drawn less to the figure, the weird ring wraith type figure of death, and more to that phenomenally strong white horse, its heart chakra showing, or its heart anyway. And I'm trying to say this without sounding very My Little Pony, but right in the center of that, where you would assume the heart of the horse would be, is that beautiful violet, well, purple violet flower unfolding, really, which is leading you to higher levels, higher understandings, and is going to set yourself up quite in the real world, in the physical world, or in the, more to the point, in the economic world. It sets you up with a stable foundation. I'm not going to say it's particularly rich, but I am going to say it is particularly happy. But this again does involve you having to cut something out and to be on watch that this, whatever it is, does not return. So if you are escaping an influence, there is always a chance of it donning a leather jacket and saying, I'll be back. If you are going along with an influence, then there's the chance that you can, things from your past, from your history, can try and draw you out of it. Because there is a whole new beginning with this new path, but don't expect it to be easy. You've got this time of celebration, you've got this time of happiness, and then the hard work is starting, the challenge is starting. And the challenge is what really, really brings out your own power in this situation, your own clarity in the situation. It's where you can, there will be a challenge. So you are setting yourself up now for a challenge that will come to you, that you will excel at. But that's where it will be a challenge. Big 6 foot high flaming letters in the sky going, this is a challenge. You know, so obviously there will be those tense moments. But I rather get the impression that you're thinking, well, is this wish fulfillment, or is this nonsense? Is it just something that's dead in the water, something that will prove to be my undoing? Am I constantly going to get dragged back by this conflict? But the Knight of Wands here at the end, and 2 cards wanted to come out for, so we have the Moon and the 5 of Pentacles, indicating guidance. I like this 5 of Pentacles. I'm not feeling that poverty aspect from this 5 of Pentacles. It's like it's opening a door. 5 is a number of magic. It's a number of freedom. I mean, the whole point of the Pentacle, it's the number of the 5 elements. And I mean that as in, on the Western side, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, or ether. So, yeah, of course, if this is an initiatory type journey, you're going to have a challenge. It's going to be hard work. You're going to have a pit of despair after quite a safe beginning. The beginning is first, the celebration, the building the stable foundation, and then you are called in to use what you have been given. And that will be hard work, but you are more than capable of doing this. Because the Archontic Mask, or the God Force working against you, we've got the card of Orpheus here. Now, here it says music, but okay, the danger of a familiar tune dragging you back, so there's that nostalgia aspect. But what I'm also thinking is Orpheus lost faith at the very last moment. He journeyed all the way into the underworld to reclaim his lover from Hades, And he was told, right, do not, she will follow you. Do not turn round and look at her. Do not turn round and check until you have returned to the land of the living. And he came upon the door to get to the land of the living, and at the very last moment, doubt overcoming, and he looked back to check that she was there. The moment he did that, she was snatched back into the underworld. Do not lose faith at the very last moment. That will be a good thing to call the reading. Let's have a look at the... You've been in this balancing situation before where you've been having to... do I go with my guidance? Do I go with what's fair? Or do I go with what I feel is right for me? Do I take this new dream out into the world? And you've done something like this before. Why shouldn't it work like this time when it sort of worked last time? Maybe not quite to the way that you was hoping, but it did work last time. That's everything, I think, here. That's a beautiful reading, Scorpio. As I say, in the near future for here, as you are setting your plans and working forward on the near future, it's positive. You get the celebration, you get a firm foundation. Then, once you've been basically given your equipment, you are then out on the training fields. And that is something where, yeah, of course you'll question, why did I go this way? But there is certainly something that you are being called at the moment to walk away from, or more to the point, something that you are being called to walk towards. And so when you're questioning later, what am I doing here? You're doing exactly what you intended to do. This is exactly why you're making these decisions now to go and face this challenge that's coming in the future. Oh, that's one card that I didn't. So we've got meditation. Improvements require persistence. That's interesting because obviously there's the piece of advice there to say, yeah, meditate. I mean, I'm a spiritual hocus pocus type person. Of course I'm going to tell you to meditate. Everybody does, and with good reason. But there's also that improvements require persistence. See how you were trying to get dragged back by a previous influence all through this reading as well. There's something that you have to remain on guard for and cut out. That previous influence, you need to every day say, I am not responding to that previous influence today. Tomorrow's another matter. Don't worry about tomorrow. Today, I will say no. And when you come knocking on my door tomorrow, then we'll see. But for today, no, I'm going to carry on what I'm doing because I've had enough of that. I like to stay family friendly. But I've had enough of that nonsense. You know, so this is a wonderful time for you to really engage that new life of yours, to escape an influence or to embrace a new influence that's taken you to new places and is recognizing in you things that maybe you haven't necessarily recognized. Things where it's also recognizing that, yeah, your wounds might have tripped you up a little bit, but you're nearly there. You're very, very nearly there. But you've got to make that final jump. Make that final jump. That's another good title for the reading. I've forgotten the first one already. So, if this means anything to you, Scorpio, comment down below. That Facebook page I mentioned down there, it's got its own inbox. So if you want to approach me for a personal reading, because, hey, you've got this far. So, you know, you might be more inclined than just trying to sell myself at the start of the video. But yeah, you can contact me directly there if you want. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. I am a YouTube channel after all. And then after I finish the zodiacs, so go and watch your rising sign. After I finish the zodiacs, I'm going to do the full moon readings, and then I'm going to return to the monthly readings for the Chinese zodiac. So see you soon, and don't forget the moon is hexed. Bye.